want to just eat and then join in instead of having like a weird in between?
I mean, I can do that.
Yeah. What y'all?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all right with y'all?
Yeah.
All right. So when y'all are about ready to hop to my topic, let me know.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm back in time.
Where did we list the topics at? Because I'm
I mean, there's
Did we
somewhere
list the
buried
topics?
in beneath
We
that.
never
I
list
be trying to.
topics.
I try to email them to myself to keep up with them because if you miss 10 minutes in that chat, whatever you got going on is gone forever.
I have to dedicate like a good 15 minutes some days to like scroll all the way back up to the last thing I missed. And like that's when you get me like atting like everybody about different stuff because I'm like, oh damn, that was a good article. Oh dang. Yeah, so that I try to know what the hell's going on because one time.
Oh yeah, the car situation. Okay, the car situation definitely.
Yeah. He's catching up. He's like, oh yeah.
I'm like, what car situation?
Yes.
The one about guys wanting you to FaceTime. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That happened to me too, so I could have a great conversation about that.
Yeah, I got. Look, nothing for me is always it's black and white. But I got two different sides to that.
Yeah, I do
too.
Yeah,
I have so many questions. I have so many questions because
about what?
That
about
topic.
what you said about that scenario.
Should we just talk about it now and then she can go eat and then come back whenever she wants?
Well, I don't want her food to get cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or eat on camera. Shit.
We'll hold on.
Hey, yeah, eat on
I don't want to eat on camera.
You got bad table manners or something?
No, I have guests.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Well,
go. Yeah, because she did.
She said she was trying to impress somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you failing right now doing the show in between times.
I know she's dedicated because I showed be like, look.
Also, you know, if things take a turn after dinner, and you know,
if dessert comes a little quick, just be like, I won't be back. Just hit us in the group.
I hate y'all, so y'all can talk shit about me.
Leave your camera on though. That's good content.
I'm not leaving the camera on.
That's good content.
I'm not leaving.
No, look,
you talk about
just change your name to your OnlyFans page and black it out.
We're getting picked up by Sirius tomorrow.
I know. I'm not leaving the camera on. I'm not leaving the mic on. I'm not leaving no shit on. Y'all ain't gonna talk about
that. Leave the camera on and face the ceiling fan. We'll just look at the ceiling, but you know.
Whichever way the shadows are gonna be, face the camera that way.
I hate y'all. I hate y'all so much.
Is they'll just make new sound bites about you. That's it. That's the worst thing could happen.
So no more, oh yeah, daddy, put it right there.
No, they're gonna play that at the right moment, you know. He's gonna be like, did you say something? You were like, maybe.
I said, oh yeah, daddy, put it right there.
The music is the funniest part.
I made Tiki blush. That's so hard to do.
We're not recording any of this. 16 is the worst. This is like the best bloopers ever.
Fire. He's
the worst producer, manager, soundboard engineer ever.
Just hit record now, and just whatever happens after this just happens.
We've been recording.
We've been recording.
Wait, it's recording?
Oh, okay.
Look at the little button in the top.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. I missed that.
So you go ahead and rewind and take back all that stuff because got all of that.
Yeah.
It just be like, lo siento, papi. Hola.
All right, go ahead and handle your business.
Now I'm all shamed.
Don't be shamed.
I'm shamed.
Get it together, like, you know, pretend you're not flustered when you go back, be like, you know, business as usual.
I just want to say for the record here in this document, that hair is pretty straight right now. So.
Oh hell yeah, this hair is laid than a motherfucker.
Look, it's that fresh press, honey.
Hell yeah.
What he's saying is, if you come back and it's not, then.
Oh shit! You see, you know it just that quickly how men and women interpret a line completely different. He said that hair is straight. Me and Diva are like, oh hell yeah, girl, my shit straight. I just got that. You like
girl.
That means like that was two different worlds apart.
So what did you mean by it? Was it a compliment or did?
It was really a compliment.
No, it was. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but no, it was more like take notice of how it looks right now, and then let's revisit when she comes back and see
Oh, I
where we
hate
are
you.
with it.
Oh, this is
I
gonna
was
be a
gonna
bit.
say, does she have any lip gloss on? Because when the lipstick's gone, that's.
I don't. I just have on some chapstick that I made under the Bella and Cot umbrella. I have on purple marshmallow. That's about it.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious. Don't get it twisted. All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler
That's
at
what
you.
he said.
All right.
I told him to twist it.
Girl, you better stretch for that pretzel, girl, because when you're young, no more. We gotta stretch first.
I was waiting on the drop. M16. What
Let
happened,
me
man?
tell you about when you're 40 and you've been out the game for a minute. You do need to stretch. You do need to prep. Getting up here thinking that you're Meg the Stallion is a fucking lie. Let me tell you, we are not fucking Meg, okay?
Yeah. Look, it has nothing to do with age. It's just inactivity will do that to you.
Yeah.
Girl, look, ibuprofen and some. Well, okay, don't do it at the same time, but ibuprofen and a nice drink make you you'll pretend you're Meg for a while. Okay, yeah. There you go. You'll feel it in the morning, but you'll be all right tonight. Yeah,
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not mommy juice tonight. It's mother juice. It's mother juice.
Y'all so silly. All right, I'll be back.
All right. So where y'all want to take it? Y'all want to talk about what we doing first?
First, we're gonna talk about this amazing beard oil here.
Yeah, my beard is a little dry.
Yeah.
I just
It's doing really well. I mean, guys really like it. Now, it is a lightweight beard oil,
Okay.
9 hair co, you guys. So it is a beard oil, luxury men's grooming. I am plugging myself right now, but it's really, really great. Men love it. Women love the smell of it, first of all. So that's already a plus for men. And secondly, men actually really like the way it feels on their face and their beard. They say it's lightweight, but it smells good, but it does not compete with their cologne. So they love it. I'm thinking about making a mid-weight one for some men who like a
Thicker
heavier feel. Well, the thing is it's not even necessarily thicker beards. It's just preference. Some men want to feel a little bit more control with their beard. So they want a slightly heavier oil, but they don't want it too heavy. They just still don't want it greasy though. So this is not greasy at all. This absorbs really quickly, gives great shine. So we'll just see, just play around with it.
M16, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You need some more
this
light.
housekeeping.
It look a little dark over there. Bring your lamp closer.
I think you started talking about beards and he felt some kind of way. So
Are you patchy?
I mean, I could grow one if I want. Yeah, I mean, I could grow a little bit if I don't want to. It's just not my.
Yeah, no.
That's not my.
This it. I've been growing this right here since
about 2008, 9, somewhere around in there.
Yep,
hey, but I have some good stuff in here to help with beard growth. Yes.
But no, I'm thankful that I'm not. No disrespect to the men that are patchy. I'm not. I know that keeping up with a beard, it wouldn't be that wouldn't be something I could do. But that does not mean that I would not put your oil to use for my goatee. So.
But I was gonna say with the now that you bald, it actually would be a good contrast to have it dark down here and you just be bald up top.
But I actually like the goatee. I think the beard might overpower his face. Like you might lose him in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think that's what we want. We want to see less of his face.
Damn.
I think you told me that about you said something to that effect. Shit, at my wedding, you was like, now look, dog, I ain't saying that you're not ugly. I mean, you ugly, but you ain't that ugly. Something to that effect.
You look nice today, man.
Yeah.
Why is this not
It's the first
working?
time everything.
So why doesn't my flame work on fire? I mean, on camera. I'm about to say burn.
It works now.
It
Was that
does.
your a random item?
Well, it was in response to Khujoe, and I was like, oh yeah, he burned M16. Yeah, see, flame. Yeah.
Wow. I felt that here.
So yeah, Tiki mentioned Meg Thee Stallion, and this is a thermometer, not a pregnancy test. I
was like, are you trying to tell us something? I mean,
I didn't realize how much it looked like one until I put it on camera. I'm like,
your wife's gonna kill you because you just put her business out here.
How you just gonna put that out there beforehand, like, you know?
It didn't help that her mom was throwing throwback pictures and you went to save the day versus.
Right. You went in there and it's like you went in there and just made it happen. He's like, I must troubleshoot. I'll be right back, and then everything's good.
Yep.
Down the hall.
But no, it was. I mean, she don't ever really be feeling no kind of way. I just was poking at her more than anything, right? Because I know she hadn't seen it yet, so I wanted to see her face when she knew something was out there.
I think we all went through a stage in our life, from wherever we are now to back when we were younger, where we had a look where you look back on it. Like, have you seen that picture of The Rock back in 1997 with the fanny pack?
Fanny pack, yeah.
Yes.
You know. So
he called it his Rosie O'Donnell, his lesbian phase or something like that. He said, and it looked very lesbian-y. We should put that up.
Okay, so we're gonna insert that picture here.
Yeah, right
in the middle.
Yeah, right somewhere. So yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. So there's Dwayne Johnson in 1997, perpetually 90s, fanny pack, hoop earring. Yeah. But I'm saying we probably all have went through that phase where you go back and look at yourself. I'm gonna see if I can. My bad. I'm gonna see if I can find the one somebody had photoshopped the Living Single logo like right up at the top. He looked like Queen Latifah, man. It was so funny. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm saying if you go back and look at some pictures, I don't know how far you have to go back where you're saying, man, why in the hell was I ever wearing that? What was on my mind? Yeah. When was this ever cool? You know,
man.
So I guess we all got those.
Man, I had this one picture when I ran track in high school, and I hate that picture because it wouldn't. No, I got maybe 2 or 3, but. Okay. I didn't really quite know how to take pictures then, but then again, like those, I don't know if y'all remember because y'all are guys, but back in like, I don't know, 98, 99-ish, the butterfly clips that move were in.
I remember those.
And I had one of those stupid butterfly clips in my hair, right? And then I had on a track outfit. It didn't match at all. And I took my track picture with my wand with the freaking
baton.
Yeah, I used to run 4x4, 4x1 the baton.
You.
Yeah, man, I was like, what was I thinking? I hate that picture. Like that's just one of them.
We all got worked at the time. Look, in addition to outfits, I'm pretty sure everybody goes through an ugly phase. You know what I mean? Where you got pictures from when you were a little kid where you had a weird face, so there was something about yourself that it wasn't quite that in between when you were losing your kid look and getting your sort of adult look or whatever, or so yeah, everybody has that ugly face. So that's definitely not uncommon. But Rock was well past that, so we don't give him a pass.
I loved him on WWE. That was the only reason
I loved him in that lesbian outfit.
I'm saying Rock. I mean, Rock was 25 at that point. I mean, he's a grown man, so it's like
you're candy ass. Yeah, my favorite. Sorry, I was a fan, like for real.
So was I. Like your fandom was different. I was a fan of The Rock, in the ring. Yeah. Diva's like, I was a fan.
He was just freaking hot, and it was nothing I saw before. Like a Samoan guy, like black and Samoan. Like, what? Yeah. He was definitely exotic.
I think that helped. Yeah. I think that helped his career too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he was. It was marketable. Definitely more marketable.
There was nobody like him. There's nobody sound like he has a very distinct voice. He has a very distinct look. What's very interesting is his ex-wife has been his manager or like very influential in his career. She books all of his jobs, and I don't know if she still does it now, but I know she did it even after they were divorced. Like she was the reason he got into movies because she started booking him in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot because he, they're very, very close, and now he's.
So it's her fault. No, I'm joking. He's been good. He's been good at everything.
He works very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
at least him and Tyrese aren't beefing anymore.
His movies gross like $2 billion, but you know, maybe he'll have.
And Tyrese tried to play him talking about, oh, I mean, your movie didn't do that good. He was like, that's just the numbers here. That's not the numbers overseas.
We're really headed here. Tyrese talk. Let's just shift and just talk about the stimulus. How about that? Let's stimulate this conversation and talk about the stimulus package.
Not enough.
Damn it. Oh, okay, so
no,
John
the money.
Ossoff,
no, you did. That was a good. That was a decent segue. But
thank you. I would try.
Better than I could have done. I'd have ruined it.
I was just gonna let it go because you know we acknowledge bad segues.
We do.
Or phenomenal ones, but just
this is the only show where it's like okay either way. It's just
a good segue. Just go right into the conversation. That's just how it should be. Like a good segue is like, hey, stimulate this conversation, stimulus package, and you just go right into it. Whereas in M16, it'd be like, hey, speaking of money that The Rock made, how about it? I don't know. I can't be as bad as him. It's a talent.
It is a skill set because
that I have acquired over many. Like, why is somebody not taking the reins for me on that? Like, I keep having to break it.
We want you to get better. Practice makes perfect.
You like literally are the only person who give the disclaimer that you're not gonna segue properly before you just don't segue properly. So it's kind of like we look forward to see how horrible you segue.
Yeah.
Thanks,
just to see if it can top our expectations that we don't have.
But based on how much I fail, I should set up nothing. I should only.
But we want you to get better is the thing. Like the only way for you to get better is to do it.
How long we been doing radio? How long we all been doing radio? Like 10 years now. It's probably not gonna change.
Oh my gosh!
I have faith.
Do you know what else is not gonna change?
What's that?
Our dumbass governmental decisions to not give us the proper financial backing that it takes to stimulate this goddamn economy. Like other countries did it best. They just gave a stimulus package and made it last the whole year and said, hey, we'll just revisit this in 2021 and just see how this plays out. Yep. No. Our government acts just like every American high school student who doesn't study for a test and just wants to cram their way in, and it only gets them so far. I mean, John Ossoff said it best on Twitter. He was like, so it took you 8 months to basically come up with $600. Like, so $600, that took you 8 months to come up with that? Yeah. He's pretty funny. Like, actually, his Twitter is actually kind of hilarious.
The country. Yeah, no, I was gonna say the breakdown of what other countries got versus what we got is actually pretty sad to see. But it's not expected. You know what I mean? Like it's what's the phrase? Surprising but not unexpected, or surprised but not, just something like that. I expected it to come out to be something like that. I wasn't expecting us to get.
Khujoe, I was gonna say you should Google what the saying is, put it on the screen. Like while you're struggling to figure it out, just put like the real saying.
Right. But yeah, so that's just who America is. Like we're not this big all perfect society. Like America is the ghetto of the world, bro. Like it's like we like to try to pretend that we're this top nation or whatever. I mean, in terms of military might, whatever. But in terms of social progression, we're very, very far behind a lot of other countries. Like, we compare ourselves to third world countries, but like, well, at least we're not, I don't know, fucking Cuba or whatever other country they try to compare us to all the time. In political debates and stuff, they always use enemies, so like Cuba and Mexico and whatever else. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically saying America is shit, and we pretend like we're not. So like in the hood, you broke, but you like to pretend like you're not broke. That's why I call
like you spray painted red bottoms. Yeah.
Or you put a Escalade grill on your Ford Bronco.
Why do people ever do that. Like, have you seen a Mercedes? The worst thing I ever saw was, and this of course is going left, just like all our conversations. But
oh yeah,
I saw a Mercedes symbol on a Mitsubishi Galant. Why?
Yeah, there you go.
Trying to feel good about themselves. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Fake it till you make it.
First of all,
have some dreams or goals.
You got.
I don't even understand a girl who gets in a car like that. I feel like I can't trust you for anything because you really are psychologically.
You're lying
to
yourself.
Are we really going to dinner? Because I mean,
he's gonna use the Groupon dinner for that.
Oh, he's definitely using the Groupon for dinner.
Groupon is definitely happening at dinner. But I wanted to ask y'all while we were talking about the stimulus part of it, technically based on what Khujoe was saying, how America likes to look at itself as a superpower and everything like that. If the government really wanted to, couldn't they have just paid everybody to stay at home while the virus just went away? Like, hey, the government is gonna waive all this stuff. Your bills are paid up for the next, 6 months or whatever. You're good. You owe nothing. We ask that you just stay home. Only leave to go do necessities, and this whole thing would have been over.
Yeah, but that's what other countries did, like Japan, Sweden.
I think New Zealand was in
Switzerland, New Zealand. I think a lot of them did basically like salary continuation. Like you just continue earning your salary. Some of them did percentages, but I think Japan might have been one that did 100%. I think. But yeah, they just basically you just keep earning whatever you were earning before, and until this is all figured out. But America is like, nah, we're gonna throw y'all $60 a month, which is 10 months, 600.
Because they couldn't stand not having stuff open. That was the main problem. They was like, well, America's got to get back to work, and we wasn't even close to no vaccine at that point. Right. Cases was rising, people wasn't wearing masks, and they was like, all right, open for business. The first thing they opened up, tattoos and what was it? Bowling alleys?
Bowling alleys, and
restaurants.
Restaurant, bars, and then but they had to keep it to a minimum number of counter people or something like that. And it was bad all around.
I think
mishandled.
You have to look at the bigger picture of what America's founded on to understand what those driving forces were, and that's where nothing ever is really rationally done here. Everything has one driving force, and that's money and power. Well, two. So a lot of people who were because guess who's working from home? Them. Guess who has to go into these places that they opened? Us, technically, so they don't care. This is how wealth is built in America. It's built on the backs of, unskilled laborers, whether you work in the restaurant industry or you work like things you can do that don't require a degree per se, is how they make their money. So they're going to try to squeeze. I mean, this is the country that had slavery for over 400 years. So they're used to pressing and oppressing and pushing people to work and do things that they would never do, because that's how they make their money. A lot of them own these businesses and their friends do. So if I don't really want to have to pay these people who aren't working, do I, Khujoe? So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to call you and be like, look, fuck what you heard. I need these motherfuckers in this office. I need them working in this restaurant. You tell them that it's okay. We just gonna have, because for some of them, some money is better than no money, because guess what? Cheesecake Factory has pretty much been open the whole time, and they're like damn near not gonna exist anymore, supposedly. So a lot of these industries make money per day, and when they're not making that money, I mean, it can't last.
This is interesting how much of this, again, looking at a breakdown of the total amount of this stimulus bill. It wasn't like 900 million.
Yep.
So I think it's 900 billion. Is it?
What?
Yeah, because I'm like 900 million is no money, because the overall thing is 2.3 trillion.
It's 900.
Yeah, 3 trillion was the one that they shot down. I'm tripping. Yeah, so my 900 billion.
900 billion.
Yeah,
they could have just sat everybody for 900 billion. They could have just sat everybody at the house for the last year. Not saying that everybody was looking forward to sitting at the house, but Yeah,
so
they
you
could
do
have sat everybody down.
If you do $600 times the American population, where I think what 330 million or something like that right now. So you do $600 times every person that lives here, then you still don't get. You still have like what 700 billion.
So it's 328 million people in the U.S. as of the end of so they're counting 2019. So we can use that one since the year is not quite over. So just say 330 million people in the U.S.
Got it. So that's 197 billion.
Yes.
197 billion out of 900 billion is going to people. And that's just assuming that everybody gets it. We already know that everybody's not getting it.
Nope.
No.
You have to earn less than a certain amount. So that's just that's being overly generous in the calculation, in the estimate. And that's saying that 197 billion is going to the American people. Where's the rest of it going?
So a lot of it is going into there's another large percentage of it going. So you got $300 a week, potentially an extra, right? So you got like an extra $1,200 going per person who's already on unemployment. So they're gonna get that in addition to what they're already getting.
Right.
So that's gonna be another figure. They had to put more money into the PPP situation, the SBA loans and the XYZ, that kind of stuff.
So the biggest percentage is going to the corporations and businesses that people are
for
applying.
sure.
Yeah. So but a lot of these businesses aren't even legitimate. Not just saying from like, you know, your homeboy around the corner. Yeah, your homeboy around the corner, you know, said he got a business, so they cut him, you know, $15,000.
No, we're talking about the airlines that took hella money.
Yeah.
Well, Trump's kids, but let's talk about the major corporations that took money, right?
To say that they weren't going to lay people off.
Well, yeah, they were supposed to use that money to continue salaries, but what did they do? So let me just tell you what the messed up part is. So the people who were kind of like took a furlough from a lot of these corporations, they were getting unemployment, kind of. They were paying those people's benefits so that their medical and dental and stuff like that wouldn't lapse because they weren't working. But guess what they did? Now they got money from the government that was supposed to supplement issues. When those people came back to work, do you know they pulled that money back from their paycheck? So if, say, for instance, you get called back to work, you were furloughed for 90 days. When you got back to work and you went back, you weren't even full time. Let's say they reduced your hours still, but now you don't qualify for unemployment anymore.
Yep.
Right. But now they're taking 80% of your paycheck to reimburse them for keeping your benefits afloat while you were furloughed. So you're only getting 20% of your check.
And you can't deny the work, because then you lose your unemployment based on the fact that you denied work when you were able to go get work.
You've got people who are working. You got people who are working 30 hours or 32 hours a week only to bring home $200 paychecks for the last couple of weeks. At the beautiful company that you and I both share.
Yeah,
that's what they did, and it was really crazy. Now they're back to full time, but that would have been good to let people know beforehand. In a way, like you got people thinking the company's just doing you a solid because of the situation. No, they're gonna get that money back for their benefits.
That's loan shark tactics.
It is, and it's shady because you got money from the government to supplement this stuff, but you're still taxing your employees. So
why does that burn? Because I hear this so much from, I've heard this from several people in the Senate where they're saying we're paying people more to sit at home than, you know, and collect unemployment than to go out and work.
First of all, nobody in the Senate Well, Nancy Pelosi said it best. She said, if you're paying people more money to sit at home, then maybe you should pay people more money. That's exactly what she told
that's
them.
what I said. That's the problem.
Yep.
Because it's really not that much money. If you think about how much they were really paying people to stay home, it was barely $3,000 a month, where we all know rent is about $1,500 to $2,000 for most households. I mean, if you've got a pretty nice house, you've got people paying upwards of $1,700 to $2,600 for a mortgage these days. Rent in an apartment starts at like $1,300 to $1,500. That's just for a decent apartment.
That's like a 600 or 700 square foot 1 bedroom. No, like for real, because I went back and looked. I went back and looked at this one apartment that my wife and I stayed at. Like, that was our first apartment that we got together, not the first place we stayed at. The first place we stayed at was somebody. Anyway, went back and looked at it, and I think we were paying like $790 back in 2007. Look at it now, it's like starting at $1,350. For I think the same unit that we had the same, would look like the same square footage, is like $1,425 or something like that.
It's crazy how fast it goes. I mean, I stayed at this really nice complex, big apartment in Dunwoody. It was like $1,050 like 3 years ago. It's not even in the condition that it was when I lived there. Like, it's worse, and now $1,350 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,250 square feet. Like, I gotta steal at that point. But like now, I'm like, what the hell? So how can you say like giving people $2,500 or $2,000 a month, but they're already behind? Because when it took them forever to figure something out, people were already at least 2 months behind on rent, and really 3, plus fees. So you have to have a complex or a mortgage company that's nice enough not to charge you fees, because we all know apartment fees are not friendly.
I don't get it. Why did America have so much burn? Like, if people were really serious about getting rid of this virus, if they were saying, look, if we could just get everybody to sit at the house for a certain amount of time, why was that such a burn? Like, there's one thing about this that I'm probably never gonna understand is
and
why
we
the government has.
It's designed for us to not understand it.
But think about it though. Think about, once again, what was this country founded on? Rebellion. We were rebelling from England. We rebel from everything that everybody else does. We just have to be different. So we've created this culture and this society where we do what we want to do and nobody tells us. Americans don't like to be told what to do. We go to war for that kind of stuff. So you're finally telling white people they can't do something. They don't know what that means. They don't know what that means.
I went to Truist Park yesterday to go look at the big Christmas tree. And the amount of people not wearing masks out there was just, I mean, it was amazing. The people that were just walking around like it's no big deal. Their kids don't have on masks. They don't have on masks. And I'm like, yeah, folks are not serious about this. And the way the government went about this, and people want to point the finger and say it's one party or the other side. They both playing each side, They both playing each side. It's just 2 sides of the same coin. Yeah. It's just it's like bad guys fighting against even worse guys. Yeah. And we lose.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I just don't understand how they figure, you know what, $600, a cap of a cap of what, $2,400 per household,
something like that. Yeah.
We got them taken care of. It's just as crazy as Trump was saying, where, like when the government was shut down and they had people that weren't working, like if you were working for the government, where they were like, just tell, when you go to the store, just tell them, you'll get them back when it comes back. They're good for it. Like,
he's talking about just put it on an account. No, you know why? Because we have so many people in government that, I think we had this conversation before, they are old. I mean, when most people in government are over fucking 60, they grew up in a different time where you could put things on accounts, especially when you were like had money and stuff, like you don't pay for anything. Like you get everything invoiced to you pretty much to your accountant every month or whatever. So you can go into the store and get groceries on accounts. You can go to, Bloomingdale's or Saks or whatever, put stuff on accounts and never pay cash for anything. You get billed later. That's what rich people do. They don't pay for stuff when they go out the store. They get everything on credit. That's how they live. Regular people have the cash in their bank account. You know what I mean? So they're desensitized. And if everybody in your circle is the same, how can you identify with regular people to know that that doesn't exist anymore?
$600.
When's the last time he bought groceries? Come on, man. Really? When the last time Trump went to Publix?
You know the help buys all that.
Exactly. So he doesn't have an idea how much anything costs. He just asks for stuff and people do it.
$600 is what rich people think, poor people think is a lot of money.
Really?
Facts. Because
like if you ask a rich person how much what do you think poor people will be happy with? Like,
they think $1,000 is like a lot to us.
So what they're saying is that it's like that's a lot for you people.
Yeah, that's it. That's a lot to you people, and be happy with it. And that's basically what they said.
Because they go out to dinner. I mean, $500 is dinner at Morton Steakhouse in Buckhead. I mean, come on. Man,
$600 for a lot of people is their daycare bill for the month to send their kid to daycare.
I wish.
$600.
Nah, that's like, when was that? Like maybe 2002. Most people out here paying mortgages to send their kids to daycare. I'm talking $1,200 to $2,000 a month to send your kids to daycare.
I think of the people on this panel right now, I was shopping for daycares most recently, and the cheapest that we found was $850 a month. That was the cheapest. And that means like it was in an area where you didn't want to have to drive your car at all. You know what I mean? Like not even drop your kid off. Like you just wouldn't drive. So anyway, the other ones were like, and it's weird because you would think that some of the daycares would price themselves accordingly. Like, I'm over here off Cleveland Avenue or Metropolitan. I'm gonna price myself as this.
The ghetto.
Bro, they are $100 cheaper than sending your kid to Alpharetta or Buckhead or somewhere.
You know why? Because daycare is something that you have to have.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that they were talking about. They were like, how can people go back to work if daycares are closed? Their kids have nowhere to go and people have nowhere to do with their kids.
Them daycares are open.
Nah, the daycare's open.
Them daycares open.
They're open now.
Nah, they've been open. The one that we had selected that we did not end up sending her to, they kept we just lost out on the application. Just keep the $100 or whatever on the application fee. But they was like,
an application to a daycare is $100.
Yeah, you gotta pay. It's like an enrollment fee that you have to pay. As now, Diva contemplates like, dang,
look, you paying tuition to send your kid there. It's $925 a month.
And everybody thinks I'm difficult about my expectations for a marriage and a relationship because I'm trying to tell them, daycare is not a game. It's very serious. So
it's it's basically $1,000 a month for daycare, which ends up being $12,000 for the year. So that's a 4-year, that's a university.
I cannot wait for somebody I had a conversation with. I was having this conversation the other night with a friend, and he wasn't understanding why my position on marriage is like, I need my husband to be able to financially be able to take care of the entire household by himself. And he's like, well, if it's two of you, then both of you should be able to use your income. I'm like, no, because situations happen, and this is a very real situation. I told him, I said, you have to understand that 9 times out of 10, in a lot of people's situations, this very thing called daycare is why a lot of women have to sacrifice their career and stay home, because when you're paying out of pocket, no matter how much money you make, upwards to $2,000 or more when you've got more than one child in daycare, your husband will come to you and say, I think somebody needs to stay home because it's like you're literally the basic income in America is under $3,000 a month. And when you're spending $1,500 to $2,000 almost a month, your husband gonna be like, I mean, you're working just to send your child to daycare.
Both people, to the point that you're making, both people need to be able to sustain the household by themselves. Like, because like I said, nobody could foresee COVID happening, and depending on what industry you in, it could impact y'all differently. So
so if you can live off of one income,
right?
No matter, I mean, because husbands do get laid off too, and that's how they end up being house husbands on accident sometimes, you know, and some like it and some don't.
Yeah.
Hey, full transparency, like I said, that happened to me last summer where I'm in the middle of working a 12-hour day. Job is like, shit, we don't need you no more, and that was the end of it. Yeah. And it's fortunate where it's one of those things where, you know, you have immediate support, and then we were able to make it work because, yes, is it ideal that one income could handle an entire household? No, but knowing that it could for a short period of time, while person out of work get their shit together, you know, it's a good thing. And it did say with it because there was no daycare at that point because Daddy was daycare at that point. And if I had to have an interview, I just would have to make sure that it was at a certain point in time when she was in, like, you know, pre-K or whatever that was. But I get what Diva's saying, that, you know, you want to be able to sustain yourself. And also to another point that you were making about the cost of daycare is that for 2 years, when my oldest daughter was in daycare, I lost money going to work because we were sending her to daycare. It's like I was like working essentially just to pay for that to go to work. Yeah. For 2 years, lost money on that.
Yep. Exactly. So, and people don't do the math. They just think, oh, okay, let me put my kid in daycare. But when you look at the fact that, I mean, most people, I would say, are making $500 to $800 a week, you know, at most jobs. Now, some people are making more than that, but I mean, honestly, when you're not in that bracket, most people are making anywhere from 5 to 8.
I think the median income across the country is like 43. It's less than 50.
Yeah. So that means that you're only bringing home about maybe 7 a week, which means that 2 weeks out of the month, your salary is going straight to daycare.
Yep.
But there's other factors too. And and the other factor that comes to mind is that while my daughters are virtual, and one of the things with that is that they've been healthy. You know, a daycare is a cesspool of germs. So that's another thing to take into consideration during this COVID is that neither one of them have been sick with anything in between them because they've been kept away from that. So that's another thing. So you're sending your kid to a cesspool full of germs where they're going to come home and give it to us, you know, and it's a trickle down effect, man. But I just cannot believe that the government thought that was cool, that they feel like, all right, people are going to survive off of this. And I just have no idea. I just don't know how in the world economically we're going to be able to recover from this in a speedy fashion when you're not giving people people aren't even getting a chance. Like Diva, you said they've already been behind the 8 ball. So even if it's $2,400, what they're supposed to do?
What's even more messed up is that who y'all think gonna have to pay all this money back that they giving out?
The middle, what's left of the middle class?
Our kids. Our kids and grandkids are gonna be the ones that's gonna have to foot the bill for most of this.
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to charge my phone and it is twisting around.
Did y'all see y'all catch that message?
We sure did.
Anyway,
we called it, right?
Yeah.
She can't say we're lying anymore.
We were recording when she was on. So Tiki's not coming back.
Yes.
Sorry guys. Tiki's been called away.
I don't know if we're gonna get one of these YouTube claims on this, but this just deserves to be played right now. So we can just be quiet as it plays. So if we gotta mute it, we ain't gotta get no talk out of here. But this is definitely a call for that.
That's it. All right, so look, so I guess we got to find a new topic.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a new topic. It could be something that's new that we do every week. What could that be? Something new, but it happens every week. Something new, but it happens every week.
Waiting on you.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
All right. Snack plug for this week. This is one that I dropped on my Instagram, and it's quickly become a favorite of mine. This is Bluebunny loaded cones. So Bluebunny, and I'm gonna drop an image in here as I do this as well, but Bluebunny loaded cones, just so y'all can see it since y'all are those.
Oh.
Right?
Nice.
It's an ice cream cone that they got a few different flavors. So they got like strawberry shortcake, they got brownie batter or brownie something, and then they got bunny tracks. The one that I tried was bunny tracks, and that shit was delicious. So it's essentially a cone, a sugar cone, vanilla ice cream, caramel swirls, fudge swirls, chocolate peanut butter bunnies, peanuts, chocolate on top, and chocolate inside the shell at the bottom, and it's phenomenal. They did not lie when they named it loaded. They filled that shit with so much stuff, but it just works. Like it's not like it's doing too much. Like it just works as you're eating it, and it's so good, especially the peanuts and then the peanut butter bunnies. So it's like eating one of those crunchy Reese's that they had the actual peanuts inside the Reese's. I don't know if y'all had tried those when they had them out, but it works. Like I might not buy a drumstick. I probably will. Drumsticks are still good, but this is definitely up there. Like I hope they keep these around because these are new. I hope they sell well enough for them to keep them.
I'm up here Googling that right now, man, because it sounds like a drumstick on steroid.
It is. That's right. Exactly what it is.
I don't even like all that chocolate stuff, but I mean, you made it sound so good. I was like, well, I just need to try it.
So the strawberry shortcake one has strawberry ice cream with.
Oh, I see that one right here. Oh
with
my
cake,
God.
Yeah, with real cake pieces dropped in there. Strawberry swirls. It's still chocolate on top, and no, not chocolate on top. I forget. But anyway, so the strawberry shortcake one might be, more your speed if you don't like a lot of chocolate. Because the next one that they got is brownie, and then it's just full of chocolate and brownie. So
man,
where do you know what? I don't go on the aisle to look for this stuff, so I kind of stay on the perimeter, fruits, vegetables, and all that crap.
Yeah.
Half the stuff you look for, I'm amazed that I've never ever heard about it before.
To be honest, I don't even look. I don't like go with the intent. I mean, until I started like my YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff, I never went with the intent on looking for something. Like I'm just walking down the aisle and I'm like, my eyes just catch it. Like I don't know why. So, but
yay,
man, Khujoe, that right, man. I'm trying that, man.
Yeah, please let me know what you think. Because I quickly fell in love with those bunny tracks.
How could you not? I'm looking at this strawberry shortcake one right here, and I'm actually, while you were saying that, I'm trying to see what's up with Amazon Fresh. Unless I gotta, because these need to be here. These need to be here like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, definitely.
Does frozen stuff still be frozen?
What with Amazon Fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unless you leave it outside, but yeah, they have it in like a little.
But it'd be the same thing as Instacart, right?
Yeah.
Do you
I don't
use
use either one of those.
You don't use, okay. Yeah, I mean it's pretty. Now we're funny about like, we don't order certain stuff like produce.
Yeah, no.
Anything loose or open stuff like that. If it comes in a box or packaging, then yeah, we'll order that kind of stuff. Frozen stuff like bagged shrimp. Frozen fish, stuff like that.
You kind of want to pick yourself and make sure it's exactly what you want.
I mean, stuff that you don't think nobody can fuck with is essentially the stuff that I buy.
Yeah, people are really.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not buying bananas. I don't know what you injected this banana with before you do, or apple. No, you know what I mean? Like I don't trust it.
No, It made perfect sense, Khujoe. You know, like if you're buying a box of Cheez-Its, you can clearly see if somebody has messed with the box or opened the package.
Exactly.
Versus, like you said, you ordered some like you said, you need some limes or something, and you don't know.
I've never done DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of that kind of stuff for that very same reason. I think I might be, even at work, I think I can count on one hand. And I think it was one time that I did Uber Eats. Aside from don't touch my food. I don't know you.
I only order Uber Eats and order things that I know I can tell if somebody touched it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the restaurant. I know exactly how it was packed. Like I don't order anything with French fries or anything somebody can take a few
I
of.
get horror stories about the fries.
That is horrible. Like people literally eat your French fries and then pretend they didn't.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, very. But anyway, so that's the snack club.
So since Tiki's not here, so we're gonna save her topic.
Yes, we will. But we got 30 minutes to fill.
And we ain't got EZ, so we ain't got no one gotta go this week.
Oh yeah. All right. So one thing, unless y'all had something, I was gonna toss this out there.
Go ahead.
And it'd be interesting to get Diva's perspective. So we were talking about, or Tiki had mentioned Meg Thee Stallion, right? So she mentioned it in the context of, you know, having good knees and being able to do sexual stuff with prowess and all that good shit.
A stallion is a male horse, by the way.
It is.
I know.
I rode that train for a little bit until I realized there's a lot of words that we use that don't mean what it actually means. So I'm like, I kind of got off. I got off that. We can change. We change the definition of words all the goddamn time. So you know,
pretty much.
Yeah. Like there's no temperature that doesn't mean good. Cool, cold, hot. You know what I'm saying? Like everything means good.
That's
like,
true.
Like oh, that outfit is hot. Or that outfit is cold. Or that outfit is cool. Like anyway.
My arm is icy.
Come on. Right. Yeah. There's probably not the best example. But anyway, so anyway, Meg Thee Stallion, right? So a lot of people, and I'm gonna call us out, men in particular, have issues with the subject matter of have issues with female rappers, it looks like, in general, right? We all know about the stipulation that there can only be one female rapper on top at a time for whatever reason, or that stigma that comes along with being a female rapper. You feel like there can only be one at a time. But a lot of people don't like, you know, subject matter. They're like, oh, they all talking about the same thing. They all talking about their pussy, or they all talking about sex, or they all talking about robbing dudes and scamming dudes and stuff like that. So I can't really listen to it. What are y'all thoughts on current state of hip hop in general, but you know, specifically, you know, with it being really right now, the game is very much female driven. I feel like female rapper are kind of at the forefront.
Music talk.
Yes,
it's what this show was built on.
Before we start, because we are a hip hop show, we have to say that Eminem dropped an album, and no, we will not be talking about it. Thanks.
P.S. Management.
This is not 2003. We will not be discussing Marshall Mathers.
Nah, I'm not interested in discussing him. Okay, anyway. So I think M16 should go first, and then as the woman on the panel, I have my own thoughts, but I will go after him.
The resident old guy who hates everything.
Here's my chance to be old guy shaking an angry fist at the youth and your flying machines. Yeah. Well, the current state of hip hop is, to me, not in a good place. There's not a whole lot of originality going on right now. And I think that when it comes to the women, there's a lot of dynamic women out there that, you know, they get put on by their music, but then they do their dynamic acts outside of music where, you know, they're creating space for themselves and they're creating things in the community and helping empower women. But the question that Khujoe asked was music. And musically, I couldn't be more bored. You know, Lizzo or Megan Thee Stallion or whoever comes on this, like, you don't know what day it is because you heard it all before. It's drinks in the club. They name a bunch of expensive things that they're wearing. Rinse, wash, repeat. And then the video gets 1 million views on YouTube, and then it keeps going. And I feel like there's a lot of them better than that, you know, because there were women back in the day that were like out there really putting it down and had something to say. And now it's just like, I mean, Khujoe, man, like, remember that City Girls video? The entire video, you don't know what they said. It's just a bunch of women just, you know, shaking their ass in the video.
I don't know that I've seen the video, to be perfectly honest. I've heard I know I've heard the song, but I don't think I've seen the video.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen one, you've seen them all. But
right, yeah.
But yeah, that's the most disappointing part is that, you know, a lot of these women that make big names for themselves, they're in society itself making big things happen, opening businesses, opening doors for other people. But musically, man, they're taking the easy way out, and it's kind of disappointing because I know there's more out there to be had.
So do you feel, but you feel that way in general about, you said the state of hip hop, right? Or are you saying that that's the female rapper?
Well, it's in general, but with the women more so, because I feel like they have more to offer, and they feel like I got to be comfortable here in this space because I know I can get the most exposure off of. Gotcha. And they got some with real skills that could be doing more with themselves, and they don't, and it's kind of disappointing because, you know, a women's movement, you know, you should be here for it, you know, the society should be here for it, and it's kind of disappointing.
Gotcha. ATL Diva?
So this will be my question. WAP didn't get 1 million views by women only. And as much as men want to say what they don't like about the female rappers and they don't like what they're talking about, well, the guy rappers are talking about the same thing. Every rapper with little in front of their name is talking about the same crap. I mean, at least with the women rappers, I do understand what they're saying more than I understand the rest of them with little in front of their freaking names. They're all rapping the same thing and they all have dreads. They all a cookie cut. I would say that taking the time to actually listen to the albums, a lot of the female rappers do have some very interesting things to say. I think it's an outlet for them to just be kind of honest about a different side of women. And I think it's a thing that for women, we can kind of relate to being, we all have different sides of us as women. I think it's a form of entertainment for some of the stuff. I don't think every rap song has to be prophetic or just so deep or iconic or whatever. Sometimes women just want to have fun. Sometimes we work these jobs and we're serious and we're moms and all this other stuff. But then we have this other side of us that's still women, and we just need someone who gives us that outlet to be able to have fun and twerk it up with our friends and dance and just kind of be women. That's just a part of who we are. It makes us feel like we can be sexy and gritty at the same time, but also think of this day and time in society where you can actually be a performer and an entertainer and you're not selling sex, period. As a woman, like, if women are not selling sex and being Meg Thee Stallion and being Cardi B, like, who's really in this day and time going to really validate them as artists? Especially men. If it was back like how women used to dress as rappers in the 90s, men is not checking for chicks like that who's wearing Timbs and covered up and she's spitting hard bars. Guess what? There are a lot of women out there like that. But
can we remember that rapper, The Boss? Remember? You don't?
No, don't know who that is.
Google her and put a shot up there of her. It's exactly what Dee was talking about. Is exactly what she's talking about.
But you got like Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift, but obviously that's one, it's a different genre, and two, it's a different skin tone. So
but they can get away with doing certain things, but that only goes so far. But when they want to cross, they have to change their looks. Period. Like that grunge look that Billie Eilish has, that's only gonna last her for so long. See, she's still really, really young. She's like 19 or 20, barely. So when she's trying to cross into a different kind of audience, she's gonna have to clean all that up. She's not gonna be able to wear different color hair and sweatpants everywhere. They're going to
I think
make
that's also
her,
kind of a gimmick too, right? Like that
it
in and of
is.
it, that in and of itself kind of gets you attention because you're intentionally hiding your body, and then that draws more attention to it. So then now more
like,
people go listen to your music, and not saying she has to. But
no, but it makes people feel like, oh, she's so authentic. Oh, she's just all about the music. She's not. Think about all the other artists who started out being all about the music, and all of a sudden their image had to change. I don't think that the artists are necessarily like the female artists, because some of their lyrics are pretty good, you know. I actually listen to Cardi B songs because I actually find a lot of the stuff she talks about very, very relatable. As a woman, as any woman who's had any kind of challenges in life, you can kind of identify with some of the stuff. Not necessarily the stuff that gets put on the radio every day, but just some of the other songs. Like you can literally tell she's not just talking about watches and all this other stuff all the time. Like there's other stuff. But what's getting pushed, these people are on record labels, right? So I don't think it's always the artist's fault for what they have to portray and what they have to push. There people are telling them, well, look at how fast Cardi B's image changed when she came out. I'm gonna do you one better. Look at how fast Remy Ma's image changed when she got out of prison. She tried to go back to her old hairstylist and her old clothes stylist, and it wasn't the same look. She got a new hairstylist, a new person to make her look younger, make her look hipper, keep her weight down, keep her competitive with younger women, because Remy Ma's older than us. So it's that pressure that sex sells, and the younger you look and the fitter you are. Like, that's just how it is for women. I mean, Rick Ross, look at all the fat rappers out there who still made money. There's no fat women rappers. Why? Because men don't want to see that shit. Real talk.
Real quick, Diva, name three Remy Ma songs.
I don't know. She just had one with Little Kim, which didn't make no sense because it still said all the chorus, and then she had to clap back at Nicki Minaj, and then I can't remember. I'm not. Are there
three Remy Ma songs? Like, I don't.
I mean, I can hit you with a couple of them that'll just like blur. Like Khujoe, name three Carrie Hilson songs.
Carrie Hilson?
Yep.
I'm not good with songs.
Wait, Carrie Hilson. You talking about the singer? What they got to do with Remy Ma?
I'm just throwing out there artists to see if you can name three songs.
Well, she had Pretty Girl Rock. She had the one with Lil Wayne on it, the Miss Carrie Baby, and then she had the other one. I know. One Night Stand with Chris Brown. That's one of my favorite songs. Like, just in general. Like, I just love that song. One Night Stand with Chris Brown. The one with Lil Wayne, I hear it. I just can't recall the name. And then Pretty Girl Rock.
Because you're on the spot. Like, I can't name songs on the spot. I'm horrible.
I just tried to do that just to mess with you to see how long it would take, or if you could get the names of it.
Yeah, that's three. Why Carrie Hilson though? Like, that's what threw me off more than anything. Like,
he was being himself. We talking
about hardcore female rapper.
Yeah, I know. I just tossed that out there like that. You know, I mean. Mm-hmm. When Diva mentioned about Remy Ma, I was like, name three Remy Ma songs.
M16, name three Shy songs.
See, it doesn't feel good, does it? I mean, but honestly, let's just be very, very clear.
Yeah.
If
name three Lil Zane songs.
Who?
Lil Zane.
Oh, come on, man. Look.
Do you really think
that's disrespect?
If men want to be honest,
I'm willing to be honest.
If Meg Thee Stallion wasn't as attractive, and she can actually flow, like, she is one of the very few rappers, male and female, out today who can one can battle and two can just free flow. And I've seen plenty of more popular rappers get on Sway and cannot do it at all. And that's one of the requirements to be on that show. And she went in off the top of her head and it was good. You know what I'm saying? And one of them other little baby boy something rappers couldn't even do it. Like, it was a lot of them that couldn't. So she's actually good at what she does. You know what I'm saying? So if she didn't look the way she looked and her bars purely was just fire, how many dudes would honestly really back her because of her skill set only? And I'm just being real because I really don't think they would.
Yeah. I definitely think it's an uphill battle for female rappers because of the whole, sexualized image. I know a lot of the, a lot of women artists in general who try to come out being not sexualized always have to have that conversation with their label or with their, whoever, and because they try to change that. They're like, we want to put you in this outfit, and it has to be like a real life decision, like whether or not you want to, portray that. And unfortunately, that's just kind of the state of the country we live in.
What's her name? She probably is the most successful at doing it. Janelle Monáe.
Oh, right.
Came out wearing tuxedos all the time, or suits.
But she said she had, I think in the interview she mentioned that she had that conversation. She had that conversation with her label too. They wanted to, sexualize her or whatever. But anyway, in terms of the female rappers, what a lot of people say, them all talking about the same thing. I think that's just rap in general. Like even if you go to the male side, they all find me 5 rap songs that don't mention selling drugs, fucking, or sex, whatever, head, all that counts in the same thing. Jewelry or money.
Don't forget liquor. You're forgetting drinking.
Oh yeah, drugs. Sorry, that's the 5th.
I think drugs. Yeah. Those are going to be your power rappers that still don't get the same clout. There's going to be your Kendrick Lamar's, your
But so is there a little bit more leeway that we give? Because they still talk about it too. Like, you listen to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, they drop bars in there
J. Cole, they do.
Yeah, they make drug references, they make gang references, they make sex references, they make liquor, weed. You know what I'm saying? Like they still make references, even though that's not the.
Isn't that really what we escape to rap for sometimes? The taboo of it. Rap is taboo. They're rapping about taboo things. I mean, if they were rapping about straight, narrow stuff, would we honestly be interested? I don't think so.
So my point is always, you're not gonna find a rapper that's out here rapping about like quantum physics and multiverses. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is really gonna switch it up that much. Even if you go to the conscious side, everything has a box or a label or whatever. There's, even if you talk about conscious rappers, all the conscious rappers are typically talking about the same thing. It's political issues, social topics, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But even they dip into that. Look at what the evolution that Common has taken over the last decade or so, where he'll jump in and make a couple of songs like that to go along with the conscious things that he does.
Right.
Just to use as an example.
But isn't a lot of that stuff a part of life though? As an adult, we can identify with a lot of stuff that they're talking about, and part of the hype is the fantasy of it all.
Yeah, but it's an escape. It's very much like movies and TV shows. Like, nobody wants to watch all documentaries. You know what I mean? So
when you drive in, like, rap is a vibe. So like your mood when you're riding down 75, 85, 20 to 85, and you got that beat, and it's rapping about something that just goes so hard. Yeah. You fantasize that you're about that life.
You made a point before where you were saying like women want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, like relate, not relate. It was something you had said about you want to be able to like just escape and twerk, have fun. Yeah. Look, I listened to Jeezy and Wayne. I've never sold drugs on record a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't shot nobody. I haven't shot or killed. I haven't gone to jail. I don't do none of that shit. But these are people that we listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like these. So it's. I think it's definitely. I don't want to say a double standard, but I think we're expecting too much of women rappers if you just don't like it or you mad about the subject matter
exactly
because you feel like
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be entertained, and that is not always fact. Sometimes it's fact and fiction, and that's what's so exhilarating about it. And hey, if the person delivering that message looks good, then that makes it even better, because I'm gonna tell you right now, when rappers make a comeback, they don't go get in shape before that album drops for no reason. They know that when they get on stage and they rocking around in a muscle shirt or whatever, the chick's gonna lose their mind. But their bars are still going hard. But why do all the dudes gotta be like 6-pack abs and, you know, muscles and all this stuff on stage? That's not.
I will say there's a certain sex sales element to male rappers as well. I think there's less Rick Rosses and more TIs out there. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out a male rapper who women would find sick. But yeah, there's very
like
few
Drake.
Yeah. There's
see how thick Drake got? His man weight was very nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot more male rappers that fall into the sexy category than the not. You know what I'm saying? Even ones that's ugly are still out, you know what I'm saying? Women still fantasize about them because women look at what finding somebody that's sexy can change depending on their tax bracket. So you know what I'm saying?
I mean, with rap, it's just been 25, 30 years of cause and effect. I don't mean to be the resident old guy, but I take it to the fact that when like Tupac and Biggie had that East Coast, West Coast beef, that's as serious as you'll see rap music. And after they died, it was like, wow, we were really serious. And you saw the pivot away from the really serious dark stuff to Bad Boy with the shiny suits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
but that's not necessarily a bad thing though, right? Like, do we want to get that? And that's another thing I talk to people about too in music is like, and rap is kind of hypocritical in that way. It's like, we want everybody to be real. We want you to, actually live what you're rapping about. And, we want drugs and guns and violence in music. But then as soon as like an actual beef happens and somebody dies, it's, oh man, they too rich for that. We shouldn't have this in our music. This shouldn't, everybody want to be somber and, you know what I'm saying? Like act and be self-reflective and introspective and all that shit at that point. But it's like, but this is what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all romanticize the East Coast, the East Coast, West Coast violence and all that kind of stuff until it actually happens. Then when it happens, this doesn't make sense. No, this is what you asked for. You asked for niggas killing each other. So
I think a lot of rappers were able to breathe a sigh of relief after the whole Biggie and Tupac thing, because I think it just was this numbing catalyst of reality across each coast. And I think each rapper was like, whoa.
Yeah.
In a lot of people's mind, those men were literally somewhat untouchable. And the fact that happened to them, I think a lot of rappers was like, Jesus, like, I don't want to live my, like, this could happen to me. And it's kind of like, we got to kind of like dead a lot of this stuff because it's really not worth it. Like, we really going to take everybody out and you got to really move. Like, it was really serious. Like, you really could barely move, like, without just having so much, like, you really couldn't even just focus on your music and focus on your family. It's like you have all of this to contend with, and it was almost too much. So it was something that really shook them to the core for them to not have this happen again. And I actually honestly am shocked that it hasn't. There had to be some kind of private meeting of the minds for it not to escalate. Now you've got these little rappers that keep getting killed and they're killing each other, but there's nobody who's really got money on the table.
Nah,
except for what's his name that I really hate that he got killed for no reason. It was really dumb. I had just discovered his music.
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. Yeah.
He wasn't nobody. I mean, not taking nothing away from what he was.
I mean, he was huge. It just he wasn't huge on the East Coast South, but he was huge West Coast in New York. He was really big, and that's why I didn't know until I really started researching him. And he was super popular.
He was still very much up and coming though. Like
he was still new, but he was still.
He wasn't like Drake or like he's not Biggie Pop. So to your point, you know what I'm saying. You're saying the little rappers keep getting killed. I would put him in that category because his death did more for him than. Not saying that he wouldn't have still been big, but obviously there's some infamy.
I think he had just started catching on to a ton of people, and everybody's looking forward to his career, especially 50 Cent, and then he was gone, and it was just, I mean, damn, he was young. So
like Nipsey, like a lot of folks wasn't really listening to Nipsey until he died. I couldn't. One car I got in, somebody was like, "Hey, bro, turn on some Nipsey Hussle," or let me
I didn't even know
his new Nipsey song, and then all of a
sudden
literally he dies and everybody.
I googled him because I saw him with Lauren London, and I follow her on Instagram, and I was like, "Who is this guy who looks like Snoop Dogg?" That's what I said. Yeah. And I didn't listen to his music before, and then I actually listened to it.
Yeah. I mean, I had listened to a couple songs, from him or whatever, and he had some features that were pretty cool, but I wouldn't have classified myself, still don't classify myself as a fan. I didn't like him. He was dope. Like, I'd give him, full credit. He was good. It's just, it wasn't,
Yeah, same. It just wasn't for me.
Huh?
Nipsey Hussle just wasn't for me. Like,
I mean, like I said, if somebody played one of his songs, like I'm not gonna be like, "Oh man, turn this shit." But I mean, I'll listen to it.
But you're not about to just go.
I'm not gonna actively seek Nipsey Hussle.
But he had a
good catalog,
like almost an underground loyal following, because he wasn't like on a label, so he was pushing on his stuff. So it's kind of like you had to be on that.
I remember when
West
he dropped
Coast
that
vibe.
I remember when he dropped that $1,000 mixtape. I heard the interview when he was I think it might have been Shade 45. This was years ago. And he was like, basically the mindset, he was like, look, he was like, you sell, a bunch of free mixtapes and you get, shows off of it or whatever, or if you charge, $5 for your mixtape and you sell, 1,000 of them, whatever. If I charge 1,000, I sell 5, we'd have made the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So he was talking about that. I just found that concept to be funny. I was like, I'm pretty surprised why more people don't do that. You pay $1,000 for somebody's mixtape. I mean, and I guess now, it'd be worth probably a little something that he's actually died or whatever. But anyway.
Man, you just stumbled upon something, Khujoe, that maybe we could, in passing, I don't know if you caught it, but when Diva mentioned about Pop Smoke passing away, a good topic of conversation for another show would be who you saw going on the rise. Probably could have been something that got took out of the people who got, their untimely demise. Who might have been the biggest out of that group? So
I wanted more from Mac Miller. But when he died, we died at 25 or 23. He had been rapping since he was 19, so he had about 5-6 years in the game. He had a pretty substantial fan base. I would say Mac Miller was big, but I wanted more from him. I like Mac Miller.
It's hard when they are unique. Like one of the things I like about Pop Smoke, he didn't sound like everybody else, and he just had a different vibe and a different sound, and it wasn't the cookie cut stuff.
He's another one that's not for me. Now that one I will probably ask you not to put that on, because it just, especially that Life of the Party song, the way it hits your ear is
not hit your ear. Okay. Who sound like the old man now?
I've never listened to him, Khujoe. I'm gonna go specifically seek out that song when we get done.
Listen to that. Yeah, listen to that song specifically, Life of the Party, because I think that was one of his biggest records. And then I think Nicki Minaj on there, something like that, on the remix. But yeah, but then there's another song that I heard after that wasn't as bad, but he's still not for me.
So, man, music talk. I could just stay in this lane all day.
I know you got a hard stop.
But we can't.
Well, we can.
Because you have a hard stop at 10 o'clock.
But we do got time that we're here. We got to go with random though.
Yeah.
So
kick it off.
So, okay. So I just want to say this real quick. I know I keep sounding like a broken record with these, but you guys, man, with this stealing the election thing, please stop, man. The election was not stolen, because if they was out here stealing elections, Mitch McConnell wouldn't have a job. That's all I got to say, man. If they was gonna steal one, they was gonna steal them all. Just putting it out there. Also, these voter texts, please, for God's sake, people stop complaining about it. Just because you voted, they're not gonna magically stop. you're gonna get them until January the 5th. So deal with it. They're gonna keep doing it, whether you voted or not.
They need to cut that shit out.
Okay.
Yo, fam.
Had it up to here.
And the leaflets. Text, I'm okay because I can just easily.
And don't be knocking on people's door, being aggressive, talking about something. I mean, when you gonna vote? I mean, tell me what day. Like, what day are you?
I was knocking on
vote?
my door the other day and left a flyer. I'm like, I had this thing that I say here at home. Okay, so unless you are a pregnant virgin on a donkey or you are carrying food that I ordered, don't knock on my goddamn door.
That needs to be a sign. You need to have that printed.
Patent pending.
Yeah. No, like for real. That needs to be a thing, and you could sell a lot of those.
It's facts.
Get you an Etsy page. That's money right there, bro. Just saying.
So there it is. You heard it here first. Patent pending. Okay. So those two things. If you don't have food that I've ordered, pregnant virgin on a donkey, don't ring my doorbell. I'm done. I've talked enough on that one.
We don't talk about Jeffrey Osborne enough.
That's pretty random.
He needs to be mentioned more in conversation. We don't talk about Jeffrey Osborne enough.
Khujoe, that's the greatest random you ever done ever in all the years we've been doing this. I mean,
I might have put that as like a status once or maybe story, but I still stand by that.
Because he's excellent.
He's great. Jeffrey, we don't talk about him enough. I'm gonna just leave it at that because I'll go on for a while.
I'm dead.
I really can't wait until someone gives me a sauna blanket.
Oh, you mean like one of them giant tinfoil, one of them aluminum foil blankets?
Yes. It's a sauna, but in a blanket.
Yeah.
I love those things. So if anybody out in YouTube land wants to gift me that, just DM us and I will tell you where to send it.
Sam's Club has foil on sale for $6.99 for 800 feet.
Have you seen this real estate? I need an actual like.
Hey, I said 800 feet.
Oh, damn. She said, have you seen this real estate? She said it with confidence. She literally said it with her chest.
Have you seen this real estate and stuff? I need an actual Amazon device.
I got you.
I'm dead. All right.
And who wants to be wrapping foil? Nobody.
I do want to.
It works. I bet it works. Somebody out there, let us know if that works.
I want to put this out here too, because we did. Was it last week? Well, there's no aftermath this weekend because it's the holiday, and we're probably not doing any more aftermaths until the start of the year. So,
what about the radio show? You want to just jump back on the radio show after the new year, or?
Dang, that's a great question. I thought, maybe that's what we should do is just take a little break for the holidays. I don't know. It's kind of fun doing these, man. I'll be missing it when we don't do it.
We have to like get on and talk about the holidays, like the funny Christmas dinners, who got drunk, who didn't, whose family showed up, who didn't. What'd you get?
We can. Yeah, the 29th.
Are you gonna be regifting stuff that you got from the?
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. And then
I've never regifted anything. I can honestly say I've never regifted.
That's a good combo. So yes, we will do it again. You know, maybe we start recording, double headers where we do shows and cut them up and release them at different times. You never know what we're gonna do. Kind of crazy around here.
Wild and crazy guys.
Oh, it's been fun talking to you guys.
Definitely.
For sure. Love doing the show, man. And I still can't believe we're getting. What's that? Go ahead, Khujoe.
No. I was just gonna say what you was playing the theme music. I was gonna ask. Didn't you say we was gonna have some new theme music by the next show?
Oh well, I do have the new theme music, but we'll debut it, in the new year. Barry X hooked me up with some new stuff.
Got it.
You'll see them starting to get dropped in as we go along, for sure.
That makes sense. New year, new stuff.
Absolutely. So
don't forget to check out 9hairco.com for your beard care needs. Christmas.
That's for
Christmas
women
Eve.
and men.
50% off the entire site
Yeah.
for Christmas Eve.
Women
and
buy
Christmas.
your man some beard stuff. Men buy yourself some beard stuff.
And she does not
Yes,
accept
women.
coupon.
No, I do not. Women, pamper
Man.
your men.
Gotta say this one more time, man. I cannot believe that in the first few weeks of 2021 we'll hit 100 episodes. It's crazy, man.
Oh yeah. You gonna do anything special for
That's
100?
awesome. Ooh, yeah,
We're
we
gonna
should.
have to. We have to. Who knows what that's
Should we
gonna
get
be?
Magic City chicken wings?
Hey, no, I was about to say that. I was about to say we should do Magic City, and then
Yes.
see, the only thing about that is, well, I guess we'll talk about the logistics of it. We're gonna have to pay something.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay something to rent the space out or get a table or whatever.
We should definitely discuss that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
If not, we can go to somebody's house and then set up cameras and have different angles, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll talk about
that would be cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
All right, y'all.
Check us out.
Deuces.
Yeah.